You are a real force to be reckoned with, and they know it. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, you are a real force to be reckoned with, and they know it. They know. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say they know it. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say they know it. You take a person like Michael Jai White, right? This is the person who played on My Wife, not My Wife and Kids. Why Did I Get Married? Why do I want to keep saying My Wife and Kids? But Why Did I Get Married? 1 and 2. He's on Vlad TV a lot. And, you know, he's the guy who played the football player on Why Did I Get Married, right? However, y'all, this brother has an aura about himself that says, don't mess with me, right? And the reason why that aura says that is because the martial arts that he trains, and this is a lot of times the same aura that other martial artists give off as well. They give off an aura of like, don't mess with me. It's not because they're attitude-ish, they're mean, they big and bad, right? It's mainly because of the aura that they have produced, and it has become a result of their hard work and discipline. All right, the way you move, the way you carry yourself, your demeanor, all that gives a person to prejudge. And people like Michael Jai White, I would even say myself, other individuals who are disciplined, they have a certain aura about themselves to where people are like, nah, I don't want to try him. And some women got the same thing too. Yeah, you walk into a grocery store and you see a woman built like Clarissa Fields or Clarissa Shields, is it? Yeah, you're going to think twice about touching that sister, right? We're going to be a little more kind. We may say some mean things, but we're going to say it in our car. Yeah, when we can just skirt off and all she can see is the smoke from the back pipe of a car. Yeah, I get that. But you ain't going to keep that same energy in front of her face. And it's because of the aura that she has and the aura that is within her possession. The point that I am making, y'all, is this is what a real force to be reckoned with looks like. Okay. And of course, y'all, when you take care of yourself physically and when you are healthier than others, not because you eat better, but that's a part of it, but mainly because of what your body structure is. If you look more muscular, if you more cut, right, you can even have a little bit more weight. You don't even got to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can just have a little bit more weight. Look like you just got out of prison, right? In other words, y'all, you look like you give a damn about yourself. Respectfully, right? A person who look like they give a damn about themselves, respectfully, they're going to have a certain aura about themselves and people just really not going to play with them, if that makes sense. But the point that I am making, y'all, is that you are a real force to be reckoned with. This is how you know, all right? But family, we ain't going to get into the long intro. Y'all know how I do, y'all. But I got to get directly into this one, y'all, because it's on my spirit. Another download, right? But first thing is first, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Once again, y'all, second video of today, and we are still in front of the legendary Gray Couch, y'all. Let's get right on into it. Number one, this is how you know you are a real force to be reckoned with, right? You stand on respect, okay? You stand on respect. People who's not a real force to be reckoned with, they don't stand on respect. They don't stand on principle. You know, they don't stand on, I'm not saying I'm big and bad, but you're going to respect me. They're not standing on that. They allow people to disrespect them. They allow people to put their hands on them. They allow people to pretty much say what they want in front of their faces without even checking it. They allow people to pretty much just get away with murder. It's one thing to walk away from trouble or things that can harm or even kill you. It's another thing to sit right there in it and allow it to just keep going on. See, I'd rather a person to walk away than to sit in the disrespect, right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, don't sit in disrespect. I'd rather a person walk away instead of sit in the disrespect, because what signal is that sending to that person? What signal is that sending to the person sitting next to them? That's just like when you are on the job. When certain people say things about you, do things to you in front of other people, what you're doing is teaching other people how to treat you. Yeah, you see her right there. She's sweet. She cake. You can get away with that. You see him right there? Yeah, you can talk to him however you want to, right? And it all came from allowing this person to do it. Everybody else like, oh yeah, that's food right there. Yeah, we can talk about them. We can speak about them. We can invade their space. We can invade their boundaries. It don't matter. They're going to allow it, right? However, y'all, when you're that person who speaks up, when you're that person who don't mind going off respectfully, right? You don't got to cuss people out to get your point across. Sometimes, y'all, it's just about being firm, right? Sometimes, family, it's just about being firm and saying what you mean and meaning what you say. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Mean what you say, all right? Don't say something and then 10 minutes later you double backing on your word. Like Scarface said, all I have is my word and my balls. That's what Scarface said. All I have is my word and my balls. And I tell this to people all the time, male or female. Word is bond. That's one thing I do like that originated from New York. Yo, word is bond, yo. I really like that because your word should be your bond. And if you think about it, y'all, in the beginning, y'all know where I'm going with this. There was the word. And the word was with who? The word was with God. All right. In the beginning, there was the word, and the word was with God. Your word will always be more powerful than what you can do, because your word is what opens up the ears of the people, and your actions is what opens up the hearts of the people. But if you can't say the right things, then the person will never open up the heart to be able to feel the great things you can do. Yeah. So sticking to the point, y'all, you stand on respect, and that is what makes you a real force to be reckoned with. Point blank, period. Number 2 is going to be this right here, y'all. And this right here, in my opinion, is probably one of the most important, chapters of this video, or important points of this video. But the reason why you are a real force to be reckoned with is because of your leadership skills. Yeah, you a leader. People don't fear followers. You know what happens when the government, the feds, federales, whatever you want to call them, FBI, policemen, state, whatever. You know what happens when they go after mafias and organizations, criminal organizations, gangs, whatever. You know what they aim for? They're not aiming for the followers. They're aiming for the mob bosses. That's why when Young Thug caught the RICO charge, the top people they were aiming for was him and Gunna, because they looked at him as a mob boss and they looked at Gunna as the underboss. If you go back to the mafia, the Gambino family with John Gotti, John Gotti was literally the crime boss family, right? He was the boss of the family. But Sammy Gravano was the underboss, right? And so they went for the top 2. And if I can get the top 2 to turn on one another, then we can destroy the entire organization, because they're built off of principles and laws. Those principles and laws is you never talk to the pigs, you never talk to the cops, you don't rat your friends out. And if we can get in between that and get them to go against their principles and laws, we can destroy an organization. Even the police academy and the feds, they have similar guidelines, regulations, and laws. You never sell out, or you never turn on your brother. It's like a brotherhood, right? And that's the same thing. So the point is, y'all, they're looking for the leaders. They're not looking for followers. If you kill the head, then the body is dead. Everybody know to chop the head off a snake, not his tail. It can grow back. Not all snakes, but most of them, right? Most snakes' tails can grow back. You chop their head off, yeah, them nerves in that body may be glitching and twitching and moving, but it's going to end at some point. The head is dead. Therefore, the body follows, right? It's the same thing with talking to women. What does it say, y'all? The saying is, you get in her head to get in her bed, right? Anytime you attack the head of anything, everything else follows. That's just what that is. Leadership is powerful. This is why you are a force to be reckoned with. I want to give y'all 5 levels of leadership, right? And this is quoted from the great John Maxwell, right? I read this book. It was called How to Be a Leader, or it was called The 5 Levels of Leadership. It was something like that, right? And so I got these points from his book, right? John C. Maxwell. But the first level of leadership is position, right? Position gives you rights. Rights is when when people follow you because of the fact that they have to, right? Once again, you have position. The position give you rights to the people, and the people follow you because they have no choice to, right? They have no choice but to. So a great example of this, y'all, would be this right here. When you work on, or work at McDonald's or work within a warehouse, or if you're working in the airport, whatever, the supervisor, the manager, the GM, whoever, y'all, they're only in position, right? Because that's what they got promoted to, or that's what they was hired into. But that's the only thing that gives them rights to you. That's why people follow them, because they have no choice but to. Parents, that's the same thing. That's position. See, you're not really a father until you are acting in that role. Everybody is a dad who have a kid, but are you a father? That's just a dad is just a position. A father is action. Kids only obey their fathers and mothers because they have to. So it's a position. Then the second level of leadership is permission, right? Permission are the relationships that you have or built. And these relationships are when people follow you because they want to. That's a little bit better than position, right? Y'all know my motto. I want to be with a person who want me, not because they need me. Not because, oh, I need your money. I need your emotional support. I need you. No, I want you, baby, because you want me. Not because you need me, right? It's not going to last long, because what happens when you stop needing me? But when a person wants you, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to leave, because I've been wanting you from the jump. That's why it's great to be with a person who is attracted to you. They don't necessarily need you, but I want you because I desire you. The next level of leadership is production. Production leads to what? Results. This is when people follow you because what you have done for the organization, for the relationship, for the business. They are looking at your results, right? You know, when you're on a job, you can be followed because you are a great worker. They've seen what you have produced over the years. They've seen how you have helped the company grow. That's why you will see a lot of people still be on the job, and the manager or the supervisor won't get rid of them because they are great productionists, right? They have great results from the production that they have accumulated over the time being, okay? It's not to say they can't be replaced, but if I have Justin Fields, we'll use football. If I have Justin Fields who's producing touchdowns, I don't care how he get them. He don't even got to throw them all the time. If he can run it, then guess what? I'm going to keep him because of his production. I'm going to follow him because he can get the job done. If I have, who was a good quarterback? Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. I'm going to keep him on the team because of his production. We follow him because of the results. He's got us close to the Super Bowl. He's taken us to the playoffs. Are y'all following what I'm saying? This is when people follow you because of the results, your production, right? Next level of leadership is people development. This is very great as well. People development. This is reproduction, right? Reproduction is when people follow you because what you have done for them. See, now we're starting to get into the motivational speaking. We're starting to get into the, preaching and pastoring. We're starting to get into the ministering. We're getting into, counseling, therapy, right? People who pour into other individuals, speaking life into those, helping out the homeless. I mean, it's so many different ways, y'all. It's not just speaking, pastoring, but the point, y'all, that I am making is that people development allows people to follow you because what you have done for them. I never forget that brother because he spoke life into me. I never forget that sister because she helped me when I was losing my mind, when I was lost as a person. So people will follow you because of what you have done for them. You have a special place in their heart. The last step of leadership, y'all, is the pinnacle. This is what we all want to be, right? This is respect. And respect is when people follow you because of who you are and what you represent. We love certain people not because of what they can do for us, not because of what they got, but because of what they represent, who they stand for, who they are, their character, integrity, dignity. This is when it gets back to when I say all the things that money can't buy. Somebody drop in the comments and say money can't buy this. So it's the leadership, y'all, as to what make you a force to be reckoned with. Number 3 is going to be this right here, y'all. And I hope that didn't confuse y'all, right? We still on number 2, okay? It's 5 levels of leadership, right? I want to say this louder for the chosen ones in the back and slow it down for those who are in the front and the back. The 5 levels of leadership is number 1, position. Number 2, permission. Number 3, production. Number 4, people development. And number 5, pinnacle. Now we're moving on to number 3, right? 3 is you're not a people pleaser. You're not a people pleaser. This makes you a real force to be reckoned with. A lot of people here, y'all, in this world are people pleasers. Can I do this for you? Can I do that for you? I'm going to overly explain myself. I'm going to overly express myself. I hope that people understand me. I don't want to step on nobody's toes. I want to be myself, or I want to be myself, but I can't be myself because when I be myself, people are mad at me for being myself. Therefore, I abandon myself and I am only accepted by people when I'm not being myself. This is why a lot of people are miserable and unhappy. I'm not calling people miserable, but I'm saying this is why a lot of people are miserable. Because they are trying to please other people. I know you don't like blonde hair, so I'm going to dye my hair black. Dying on the inside. I know you don't like to go to this place, so we'll just go over here. Even though I like going over there, we'll just go over here so I can make you happy. Dying on the inside. You're not able to be who you are. Somebody drop in the comments and say, be you authentically, right? That's why the people videos on YouTube, even Facebook, who does the best are those who are most authentic, right? Those who mess up in the video, keep it going. They laugh it off like, man, whatever, y'all. We ain't going to edit it out. People love genuineness. People love sincerity. People love real time mess ups. We love to see other people's flaws. That's why if y'all notice now in my videos, I don't even edit, right? If I stutter, so what, man? I'm imperfect. I'm not a perfect being. I'm a mess up. But guess what? When a person see me stutter, they're like, dang, bro, I just stuttered today. The other day. You're more relatable, is what I'm saying. But people who are people pleasers, you're going to catch them editing the videos. Oh, I made a mistake right here. Let me edit it out as well. Oh, I did something wrong. Right? Oh, I had a stain on my shirt. And you will just rip yourself apart. Stop it. Be you and stop being a people pleaser. And this is why you are a real force to be reckoned with. Number 4, y'all, is going to be this right here. Your bounce back game is on point. Your bounce back game is on point. This means that you are very well resilient. I look at certain football players who got cut, a team. Matter of fact, to be specific, y'all, I think his name is Darren Waller. Darren Waller, or his name was Darrell Waller. But he plays on the Miami Dolphins. I can't talk today, y'all, for some reason, right? But the Miami Dolphins, y'all, drafted him. Now, mind you, he got cut from a team. He got in some trouble. He got suspended, lost money. You know, he went through a lot. And then somehow he went back to the Dolphins, came back. Oh, yeah, he announced his retirement. He been through some things. Went to the Dolphins, scored 2 touchdowns in one game, making money again, back in the game and doing it for the love of things, right? I'm sure on top of the money. But what I'm saying, y'all, is that he bounced back. A lot of people, I'm sure, wrote him off. Where's Darren or Darryl Waller? What is he going to do? How is he going to survive without football? You see what I'm saying? But when you bounce back, what can you do? What can you say? Chris Brown, another one. What is he going to do after the Rihanna situation? Drop a hit, take accountability, right my wrongs. Yeah. Make sure that I'm becoming a better man and keep dropping hits, keep doing what I love. And now today they pay $1,000 to take a picture with him. What I'm saying, y'all, is that when you have a bounce back game, that makes you a real force to be reckoned with, right? Number 5, y'all, is going to be this right here. When you speak, they listen. When you speak, they listen, y'all. They do, and that's because you don't speak as often. See, you're like a silent assassin. You know why people don't speak about assassins like that or people who are Navy SEALs? It's because you barely see them, but they get work done. In order for them to get Osama bin Laden, they had to send some assassins, some real-life Navy SEALs, and then to go get that boy. You know why? Because they're going to move in silence. What's the saying, y'all? Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Matter of fact, that was a Lil Wayne bar. But it's so true. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Reno, what are you saying right now? When you do speak, they going to hear you out. They going to listen because they know it's not BS. It's something of substance. Think about the person who always talking. They always saying something. Always got a message. They just like, oh, that's just little Jimmy talking, man. Don't worry about Jimmy. But the person, Jordan, right, or Michael, who don't really talk that much, Justin, who don't really talk that much, when he does speak, they like, hey, shut up, man. Hold on real quick. What'd you say, Justin? What'd you say, Jordan? What'd you say, Michael? Oh, for real? It's because they are silent assassins. These are people who are a force to be reckoned with. Y'all may think I talk a lot, y'all, but I'm ambiverted, right? I'm going to say this before I get up out of here. I'm ambiverted. And what that means is, y'all, is that I'm the type of person, I can be an introvert around people who I'm not really comfortable around, or people who I don't trust, or people who I just don't want to talk around, right? But I can be extroverted to people who I'm very comfortable around. I feel like I'm around my tribe, I'm around family, or people who I am, you know, comfortable around, whatever the case is. With those type of people, I can be very extroverted, just like how I am on camera and very animated, right? I can be very animated, but I'm an ambivert. Reno, what are you saying right now? Around a lot of people, majority of people who I get around, when I speak, they gonna listen because I don't speak like that. And that's the same thing with yourself. That is what makes you a real force to be reckoned with, right? Makes sense to what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. But with that being said, family, we'll do a recap and then we'll conclude this video. All right. Number 1, y'all, you stand on respect. Number 2, your leadership skills. Number 3, you're not a people pleaser. Number 4, your bounce back game is on point. And number 5, y'all, when you speak, they listen. Understand that, y'all. Family, y'all already know how we do. Y'all make sure y'all go over to the Rich Mentality Academy. Join the membership. Meet your tribe. Y'all be sure to get a Yes Sir t-shirt. You can book a one-on-one session with your boy if y'all want to talk to me directly. And of course, family, y'all be sure to get one of those books. But I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.